supervillain. I can't quite picture that at all. Can you give us maybe some more stories, some unique or kind of interesting cases out there that
I can do actually. It may not enlighten you much to my methods, but it was an interesting story. When I came to the US, my first ever client, Kelly booked in, see me, rang up, saw our ad, came in, was actually a paranoid schizophrenic in a psychotic break.
A serious
problem. Condition. I had to work hard to get him to see the right people. I'm not the right person for that.
Right.
But there is a slightly humorous side to it. I mean, the person believed firmly that there's a radio station in Florida that's actually broadcasting this waves into our brain to open them up to aliens and stuff like this.
Oh my.
The second session we did with tinfoil around our heads, just like in the movies.
Gotcha.
Then I told him that I'd had the whole building, that I had wire mesh in the walls so that their radio waves couldn't get through.
Okay.
Then he told me that they were killing his relatives and replacing them with robots. And sometimes robots would follow him. And I'm kind of cool with this. Until he told me that sometimes he carries a knife and he will kill these robots sometimes in the wires.
Oh.
Then I've got to make a judgment call. Is that in his imagination or is he actually killing people?
Yeah, right.
So that was that's my first client.
Sure.
I'd only hit the deck here like
welcome to town.
So of course I'm sitting there thinking like, are they all like this here?
Yeah.
Is this average? This is a bit of a coincidence, right? Are they all like this? I've since found you're not.
It raises an interesting point, though. How often does that happen? Now, that's an extreme case, but how often do people come to you for assistance? And it does, turn out that maybe a different expert in a different field would be more appropriate for them.
It happens, not that often.
Yeah.
I think I always try to check now. Since that incident, I ask if I'm detecting very unusual behavior. I ask if they've seen their doctor lately, and maybe they should do so before coming to see me.
Sure.
I don't get that so much now, but I can deal with some interesting things. A guy asked me to perform an exorcism because his priest wouldn't.
Oh,
he was a Catholic, so I said, "Yeah, technically this does allow me to do that."
Gotcha.
But not quite in the way you mean. But removing bad memories is kind of what he means.
Yeah.
So that's the exorcism. I got asked to do some strange things.
I was going to say, listening to your answering machine might be...
I've done a couple of lap dances, but I draw the line around after the...
Geoff Danes is our guest. We do need to take just another short break. We'll be back to Countywide right after this.
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Change can be good, but changing direction too often can quickly take you off course. Constantly buying and selling stocks doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones recommends investment strategies that have proven themselves over the long term. While it may not be trendy, Edward Jones happens to think it's the best way for you to achieve your financial goals. For more information, contact Matthias Sandoval, your Cottonwood area Edward Jones investment representative at 634-1044 Edward Jones.
Be inquisitive. Find out why your friends and neighbors have relied on Verde Solar services since 1983 for comfort and savings. You can save up to $3,000 on a Carrier high-efficient heating and cooling system. Call Verde Solar for a home comfort review. They're your factory-authorized Carrier dealer in the Verde Valley. Turn to the experts for AC, heating, plumbing, geothermal, solar hot water, and radiant floor heat. Verde Solar says thank you. Your satisfaction is guaranteed.
your home for America's best music.
KYBZ.
AM 1600.
Welcome back to the program. It is Countywide. Geoff Danes is here today. President CEO Inspires, NLP, Inspires You, the letter U.com. And on the 17th, he'll be at the Canyon Moon Theater Company in the village of Oak Creek. For ticket information, call 282-6212. That's Canyon Moon. And spend an evening. You'll be educated and entertained and informed, and it will be building on just a few of the things that we touched on in our quick time here today. We talked about, you mentioned a couple of cases that were kind of extreme. Those were maybe not folks you can help. Who can you help? If someone's listening and they think, I'd like to talk to this fellow, what kind of problems might?
Generally, it's any emotional problem that's not neurological. So long as you don't have a brain damage situation, then any emotional problem.
Sure.
So it's depression, anxiety, loss of confidence, bereavement, anything like that.
Sure.
Anything where the emotions are involved. But there is this line doesn't stop at negativity. It goes on into the positive side of life. So I see a lot of people about improving their lives. And, this comes down to discovering why they are the problem in the first place, which is generally what most of us will have wonderful lives.
We throw up our own roadblocks.
Yep, we do. And there is a brand new theory, very, very new, that's called memetics. And it's the study that parents pass on ideas to their children in the same way they pass on genes.
Okay.
And they've looked at this, and it's highly accurate. They pass on these. So some of these negative ideas people have may be generations old, and they're getting passed on like genes do.
Wow.
So inside of us all, we call this thing a meta model. You have a model of the world, and that's fixed when you're young, and you will slavishly follow that model. And if that model says that you will not be successful, you will not be successful. And that is a problem a lot of people have, is that they can't understand why things don't work for them. It's because their internal model is saying it's not going to be that way.
You fall into that preconceived
You are going to
notion.
have the life that we have mapped out for you.
Right.
One of my little sayings I say to people is it's a bit like this. When you're driving a car, you're not consciously aware of ever moving your hand, but if you look away, the car goes where you look.
Okay, yeah.
Your meta model is looking somewhere. Your life will go where that model is looking. Whatever you think you're doing doesn't make any difference. It will go in that direction. So if it's in the wrong direction, we need to change it.
You can help people break out
Absolutely.
of that.
We break it, put a new one in, put more modern ideas than the ones they had as children. And then they're pointed in the right direction, the way they want to go.
Terrific conversation, Geoff. We thank you for coming. We are out of time. On the 17th, 282-6212, the Canyon Moon Theater Company. You can find out more, and online, inspiresyou.com. Geoff Danes, our guest. It's Countywide. We'll see you next week.
This has been Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday as we tackle the hot topics and talk to the decision makers across Yavapai County. That's Countywide with Brad Miller and Paul David each Tuesday and Thursday on this Yavapai Broadcasting station.